Hello guys, welcome to MKX Mobile. Today we're gonna be reacting to Man's video about favorite toy versus bosses. Favorite toy at Fusion 10, how good is it? Holy crap, did Man already max out the new epic gear? I see Fusion 0 in his video, but the title says Fusion 10. Okay, we're gonna find out. Maybe he's gonna max out it throughout the video. Anyway, when I was looking at the list of the tower gear when the tower just came out, there was one piece, only one piece out of all 10, that actually caught my attention and seemed like a very, like, perspectively amazing piece of gear, but on paper. Because of this first effect, which is crazy, because you don't even need to have it maxed out. On Special Attack 2, there is 50% chance that the seal will throw explosive toy at the opponent, applying cripple and dealing 5% max health damage. So at Fusion 0 it's 5%. I mean, at Fusion 0 it's 50% chance. At Fusion 10 it's 100%. But we don't need to have it at Fusion 10 to actually test this out. Unfortunately, I don't have this piece yet, and I'm not spending money on rare packs. I'm just not. I'm waiting for epic packs because those are way better deals to get epic pieces. So thankfully Mant made this video. So guys, to show Mant, go show Mant some support, go subscribe to his channel. I'm gonna link this video in the description. Mant spent money to make this video. I probably could have also spent money to make this video, but I just can't bring myself to do it. This update has been pretty disappointing so far. So I will probably spend some money on epic packs, but I just cannot bring myself to do it on rare packs. I'm sorry. I have my limits. I have my principles. Anyway, guys, go show Man some love, and let's actually see how amazing favorite toy actually is. The only piece, in my opinion, in this update that is worth anything. The rest, you would probably never play even if you maxed them out, because there is just so many other pieces that do. I mean, if you had all the tower gear maxed out, you probably wouldn't care about these pieces, except favorite toy. 5% max health damage. Okay, it also has a maxed out ability that, in my opinion, is absolutely the most broken ability in the entire game. 1 bar of power and tag in. Every time you tag in, you get bar of power. How insane is that? I don't know if Man's gonna showcase it, but we're gonna watch this video and find out how good favorite toy is in MKX Mobile.
Alright guys, so I recorded an entire video, 15 minutes, and then to my horror I realized that I forgot to enable my mic.
Oh my god, it happens to me so much times. That is ridiculous.
I tried doing Tons of the Joker Special 2, and the point of this video was to try this toy. The toy that is a weapon from, it's an epic weapon actually, from the tower, the favorite toy or whatever. This equipment is supposed to deal 5% damage of the maximum health on successful Special 2, and that is at Fusion 10. At Fusion 0, however, you still have 50% chance to do that on Special 2. So if you manage to land, let's say, 10 Special 2s, that's 50% of the damage of the boss already, regardless of the fusion of your character, regardless of the damage of the Special 2. So I decided to test that, and it seems that it doesn't really work to the full extent. It seems that every time when you do that against bosses, it deals lower damage, and that's really unfortunate. Currently, you see my calculations. This thing doesn't feel like you're doing 5% of the maximum health of the boss. It simply doesn't. However, the situation with any fights outside of a boss fight is kind of very close to 5%. We're going to do it in a live video now with sound. But before we get there, another thing that I wanted to mention, and this thing is thanks to StopIM, I managed to get the footage. He actually provided the footage with having this piece at maximum fusion and giving it to Guardian Terminator. Reason being, he will be getting 2 bars of power on tagging. So if you manage to keep him with 1 bar of power all the time, basically every time when you hit tags to save your enemy, to save your your character who is active, he will have Fatal Blow. So he's going to do a Fatal Blow. If you have the talent that reduces the cost of the Fatal Blow by 30%, basically after the Fatal Blow he'll be left with 1 bar of power. You can tag him back out, and the next time you tag him back in, of course, if you trigger his passive, he's going to have another Fatal Blow ready, and that's really overpowered. This is just one of the examples of when this equipment can be really useful at maximum fusion. So if you...
It works! However, okay, let's talk about the part when it doesn't do full damage to bosses. This is not the first piece of gear that that was nerfed against bosses. I feel like why this specific number, 2.8%? Does it depend on the toughness of your enemies, maybe? So, like, the bosses maybe have super increased... I don't think, though, that the bosses have increased toughness. Do they? Or maybe it's just specifically nerfed against bosses. That would be totally in the style of Netherrealm. Release a piece that sounds so good on paper against bosses and then nerf it against bosses. Because it literally makes no difference if you do 5% maximum health after your special 2 versus normal enemies. It only makes a difference. It's only super powerful when you do it against bosses. And it seems like it's not even doing 5%. Okay, 2.8%, to be fair, is still incredible for beginners. If you don't have a fully maxed diamond with decent tower gear who can do that damage on their full combo, 2.8%, let's say you're fighting somebody with 3 million health. 2.8% is gonna be almost 900,000 damage. If you have an enemy with 4 million health, yeah, 100,000. If you have like the enemy about 3.54 mil, 100,000 additional damage for every special 2. Now, if you think about it, it doesn't sound that OP. However, if you have a strong diamond team, like my Liu Kang on his special 2, if I have at least one epic piece of gear on him, he can deal like 1 million damage, which is insane. So extra 100,000 may not seem as big. But on my beginner account, however, if I'm struggling, if I'm using my classic Ermac to bleed bosses, this guy can add additional 3%. This piece of gear can add additional 3% on every special 2 to Ermac's 10%. So if you manage to do 3 successful special 2s, okay, technically 6 or like whatever if you get lucky because you only have 50% infusion 0. So if you drop this piece, it can actually help you reduce the number of tries it takes to beat the bosses, which, even though helpful, it's not really game-changing because like classic Ermac would finish the job no matter what. Having a few additional triggers, especially if it's not 5% and if it's 2.8% against bosses, it just doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. 5% would be kind of decent, but again, this piece is probably only going to be really useful for beginners, or if you want to maybe shave one try on your boss fights, which in the end might make a difference between getting an extra diamond or not, but for most cases probably will not. So it's kind of a little bit disappointing. But there's so many things you can do with the bar of power on Tegan. Like this example with Terminator, pretty much unlimited fatal blow, which is mind-blowing. And you can probably do this with other characters. You can do stuff like unlimited special 2. You can do stuff like unlimited stun loop. Now, if you have 2 characters, give one of them your best power generation gear and give this piece to your other character. And you can just tag between them like 2 scorpions and do unlimited stun loop. My god. Guys, if anybody actually has an account with this piece of gear maxed out, ooh, I want to try so many things. Let me know. Let me know. Send me an email. Let's talk. Alright, let's keep watching.
I'm going to do special 2. Don't tell me it's going to be little. Don't tell me it's going to be little. Alright, so I'm going to do this. Please trigger. The balloon did get triggered. That's unfortunate. I'm going to do another special 2. I won't do anything on the minigame. We're simply testing. Okay.
Huh. Interesting. So it works
8,000
on regular battles.
That's way below. Wait a second. It's 160,000. So it is kind of 5%. It is because 5% of 100,000 is. Oh, I should have removed that equipment because this equipment is ruining it for me. 32.
I like the sound though. So this damage.
Oh yeah, it does. Actually, it does. But actually, it did even more. That's really weird.
So this damage by the ball is affected by stuff like shield break. I wonder what can. Maybe there is something affecting it against the bosses, so if there's a way to increase it beyond 5%, which is stupid, like what the hell? Why not just apply the damage 5% after everything is applied? Like probably something decreasing it for the boss battles. We just need to figure out why. Maybe there is a way to actually get around it.
7,000. Now it's... Okay, am I going crazy? I'm going to edit it out because 7,000 seems like 5%. Yeah, definitely. 7,000 and something should be 5% of 104,000, but 140, I'm sorry. But before that, it dealt 10,000, and it wasn't critical hit or something. So how is this thing even working? That's really, really weird.
It is really, really weird. I absolutely agree. Like like for example, Classic Ermac doesn't care with his dots about if there is a shield break, if there's any modifiers. He just does flat 10%. But to be fair, he applies a dot, and all the dots are percentage based. So it's in the game mechanics for dots to work correctly. However, this hit is not a dot. This hit is like, what is it even classified as? Can it be critical? Can we do like 20% damage if we crit it somehow? Like, I wonder if man is gonna test out the critical hits. Like, is it possible to crit can the seal become critical?
Quite honestly, guys, this toy is probably the best equipment from this tower when it comes to epic pieces. I'm still not convinced that it's better than some of the gold pieces.
I agree.
Okay, she has 216, so it means this thing should deal at least 10,000 damage. Alright, so it definitely works if you're not fighting bosses, because against bosses the damage is halved. This is what it seems to me.
Yeah.
Alright,
that's weird.
Now, if it is triggered, it should keep the same damage, because it's not based on current health. If it was based on current health, it should have different damage every single time, but it keeps the same damage, or at least I think it does. Let's see now. It would be much easier to test if it was maxed out, but I'm not spending to max out this tower equipment pieces. I don't think it's worth.
Yes!
I'm missing some.
Man said it, guys. Even man doesn't want to spend money to max out this gear. When I read his title, I thought, oh my god, he spent like $500 to max out this gear. This man is crazy. No, he didn't. Respect, man. Stay strong, my friend, and wait for the epic packs to wail out. Like I will probably.
The only thing that I really like about it is the fact that it applies, basically it gives you cripple on Special 2, which is always useful, don't get me wrong. 50% is 50%, it's really useful. So every second Special 2 will be crippling the enemy. So if you're playing a character that relies on Special 2 spam, such as for instance Classical Kane, or any other character that relies on Special 2 spam, you can use that piece. Even at Fusion 0 it's going to be useful. At Fusion 10 it's going to get even better because the cripple is guaranteed. And on top of that, every time that you attack, you get 1 bar of power. So in a way, every time when you attack, you're guaranteed to have Special 2 ready. And if you're using Assassins, that's amazing. You just tag in, you do Special 2, which in a lot of cases would be just unblockable, destroy the enemy, and even if the enemy survives with Revenant or something, he's going to get crippled. Even if the boss survives, he's going to get crippled, so he won't be able to do a lot of damage to you.
Okay, so yeah, this is a really good point by Mand. Now, this piece of gear seems to be very useful even at Fusion 0. Even 3% against bosses is pretty good, considering there is a lot of setups you can do where you can just spam Special 2, like Man said. Revenant Kun Lao, perfect candidate. You can probably do like 20 Special 2s, add the damage from specials themselves, and like almost like 50% damage you will get just from the bonus. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, on paper you could do 20 Special 2s, but like it's probably gonna be less because you're probably gonna make a mistake and die, but you will have shield pretty much 100% of the time. And also with the new stupid modifier, you can't really spam. Oh my god, it's all tying together. They did this modifier just so people cannot use this piece properly, so people cannot just spam Special 2 and deal insane damage to bosses. You won't be getting any power most of the time because you have to keep tanking. Only one of the characters can have the piece. Wow, it all makes sense now. They don't just do random modifiers. They do modifiers that will counter the current set of gear they released themselves. Wow, why am I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? Nobody's surprised. Come on, they've been doing this. They basically, one update, they release a character. The next update, they release ways to counter that character. This is how they keep the game alive. This is how they try to keep the balance. So this piece, probably not the best piece in the game. I'm a little bit disappointed. I still think it's absolutely godly if you max it out. Nothing, in my opinion, nothing beats 1 bar of power in Tekken. It's just mind-blowing. but 50% chance to deal 3% damage to bosses. It might help a little for beginner players. Probably not gonna make that much difference for players with strong teams who can do that damage without any bonuses. And also, maybe in a different tower, this piece could actually be more useful when you can actually like pick a character with a good spammable special too, and just keep spamming it and not worry that you're not going to be generating power all the time. Now, I feel like this piece is made for other towers, not for this tower. But then you're going to be losing the damage from the piece, the boost in other towers. This is how they get you. It seems like it's a good piece of gear, but when you start digging deeper, you realize how everything is set against you. Anyway, I'm not paying $500 to max it out, even though I think when maxed out, it might be one of the most insane pieces in the game. Basically, endless fatal blows, endless spam of special attacks sounds very appealing, but it's just like, no. I'm done. I will maybe spend a little bit of money on the epic packs if people donated on the stream with specific goal to spend on the packs. I would probably not spend any of my own money on this. I still enjoy the game, but I believe now more than ever that this game is the most enjoyable as a free-to-play player, because you will have no regrets at any point, because you're not gonna spend any money, just your time. And if that time was spent having fun, then literally no regrets. So I'm literally enjoying my beginner account so much right now, and I'm climbing this tower. And even if I'm never gonna beat the fatal tower, it doesn't matter. I'm still having fun fighting against all these insane bosses with the stupid modifiers. Oh god. Alright, anyway, thank you man for making this video, guys. Go subscribe to Mand, subscribe to me. Thank you members at Patreons. I'll see you in the next video, and take care.